Hi, you're watching Half Asian Tarot Queen. I am Elisa, here to do a reading. I haven't been doing a lot of readings. I've been doing more of a bird's eye view this year because of busyness, but I have been doing like monthly readings. I did one for the year 2024, which was all about reconstruction, and I did one for each of the months. But interestingly, we're about to head on into eclipse season, so I figured I would do, that's a pretty important moment, so I figured I'd do one for the lunar eclipse in Virgo, which is about to happen. And just right off the bat, the energy that's coming through is like this eclipse season is like this moment of healing, like generational cycles that have been like recurring patterns. It's like a moment to sort of like step out of those patterns, if you can bring them into your awareness, but also of like healing and like truth being shown on like narcissistic patterns that need to be healed. And it's interesting because like right before I did this, this news thing came out about, two news things came out, which I feel like really reflects this energy. Like one is, Kate, the Princess of Wales. She announced that she has cancer, and there's so many like generational cycles that seem to like intersect there. Obviously there's the previous Princess of Wales and like her story, and like obviously she didn't live to be very old, and a lot of the not so positive stuff kind of from the royal family, like baggage, like rolled down to her, and it definitely took this toll on her life. And like a lot of it was sort of like this shadow of this like pattern of narcissism, and I don't want to read too much into like whatever is going on with her because we obviously don't know, but I thought it was interesting. And also I did actually do a reading that kind of was about this, and it's called like Arthur, Legend of the Sword or something like this, from a long time ago, and it was talking about like Harry and Meghan and how they were just kind of trying to like step out of the shadow of the royal family and like live life on their own terms. And like there was so much like just nastiness that got unleashed on them for that, and it didn't really seem like, to me as an outsider, as like it didn't really seem like they were really projecting a lot of nastiness into the situation. So it's like you wonder like, where's all this venom coming from? Like it's coming from a deeper place, So there's that. And then, we also have like stuff going on with all the wars that are happening in the world, Russia. And there was this news thing about this hostage situation in Moscow that happened today. And I'm like, the first thing I thought of was just, obviously there's this pattern of these like leaders in Russia that have ultimate power, like you call them a czar, like Vladimir Putin, they have ultimate power. And then there's this breakdown that happens like almost like a revolution, it seems like there's like foreshadowing events of that happening in Russia, but then at the same time there's this like recurring pattern. Like obviously we don't know what happened there, but like there is this pattern of like Vladimir Putin like coming to the rescue and saving the people from some horrible tragedy, and that increasing his popularity, and then him later being found to be responsible for the tragedy. Hopefully that's not what happened, but I think the bigger reflection that I'm tapping into is just the recurring life cycle of Russia and like war and peace, and how there seems to be like a a recurring cycle that's like coming to a head there as well, just in terms of the governance and everything. So anyways, this is getting long-winded, so I'm just going to keep going to the reading. Okay, so when I did the split, we got the Ace of Pentacles and we got the Sun. So these are really good cards. This is like the best card in the deck. It's like happiness, abundance, fertility. You know, there's all these sunflowers, like there's sun, and then we have the Ace of Pentacles. It's like a brand new opportunity. Like there's a gate, like we're going through like a pathway, you know, starting a new pathway, just like some abundant, stable future. And this almost seems like this is like a heaven sent, like a fated opportunity or something that's coming online. Okay, so like when I pull this down, I get the Magician, the Nine of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, the Four of Wands, and then we get, oh my gosh, this is just like Ace of Wands, Ace of Cups, and like, I mean, so it's like almost like there's something really, really wonderful being manifested for this Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles energy. This stable, abundant, manifesting, grounded energy. It's gonna like establish this really solid foundation for this person. And like, I think we're getting this, I mean, we've got the Ace of Pentacles, we've got the Ace of Cups, we've got the Ace of Wands. It's just like all this positive energy moving forward away from something that was like not serving them. So like, to me, this really speaks to a story of like liberation from some sort of a situation that like has maybe been holding this person back, because it's like all of a sudden they're gonna get cut loose and they're just gonna be able to like go forward. And then we have underneath this Ace of Pentacles, we have the Three of Wands, we have the King of Swords, we have the Page of Cups, the Emperor, oh my gosh, and then we have the Hermit, the Ten of Swords, and the Seven of Wands. So to me, it's just like maybe perhaps what's been holding this person back is there's this deception here, this deceptive energy, this lying, cheating, stealing energy that's going to come to an end. And like perhaps this person is going to be forced to reflect on their behavior, you know, and like where they might have gone wrong. Like it's almost like they're going to be outed, you know. Yeah, because the truth is being shown, and it's like the truth is going to like open the pathway for this person to move forward, because it's like almost like they've been stalled. And also it looks like they're going to be receiving a positive message from maybe someone of import. So like this could be like a king, you know, a boss, like some authoritative figure, a judge perhaps, you know, something. But like basically this truth is going to perhaps like release this person to finally be able to like move forward. So that's interesting, because we're talking about healing like narcissistic patterns and whatnot. When I go to the, oh my gosh, so we got Lightning and we got the Hunter. So this is almost like a tower moment. I mean, this is like a moment of realization where like almost like a truth coming to light. Like you can see a sword. You can kind of see a sword in here. That's kind of like one of those things that's like a game changer. Like this truth, it's like once it's been shown, like you can't go back to how it was, because it's just like, it's like a game-changing revelation, you know. And then we have the Hunter. So this is like someone who's like following their internal guidance, you know, mapping the clues, that are like leading them on the path to their destiny. So it's almost like this truth is going to reveal someone's path to them. Like almost like, okay, so an example that I'm thinking of like is like, okay, so like in the story of King Arthur, for example, like, you know, he got raised in a brothel. Like he didn't know that he was destined to be king. Like he had no idea, you know, like, and he was completely content to live the life that he was living. But then when he pulled the sword Excalibur out of the rock, you know, it was revealed not only to him but to the whole world, like, oh, he's the real king, you know. And then it's just like, he's just like, why do I have to deal with this, you know? But it's just like, you can't put the genie back in the bottle, like once that comes out, you know. I just accidentally picked up the deck, and then we have the Ancient Ones. So the ancestors are presiding over this situation. Like this is a fated situation. Like someone's like destiny is being revealed in like some undeniable fashion during this eclipse season. So that's really interesting. Since we did get the ancestor, I'm going to pull the angels and ancestors cards and see if we get a message here, because this is kind of an epic reading, and especially that we're pulling in all these like historical references and like these big okay. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we had two that flopped out. We had Snake, Shed Old Skin. This is a card of like Kundalini energy rising. It's a card of ascension. It's a card of transformation. And then Heart Guardian, love and let yourself be loved. So like this is kind of like open your heart to the healing energy that's gonna lead you on your path to where you need to go. And then we have Air Guardian, shift your perception. So again, like this truth is going to be revealed, and it's basically going to change the game. Like nothing's going to be the same after this comes out, whatever this is. So this looks really epic. Okay, so I'm going to go to Transient Light Tarot and see what we get like on the ground from the tarot perspective. But yeah, this is really epic. Like it's almost like obviously there's like big changes that are at play in the world, and we can all see the writing on the wall, right? Like there's like epic shifts that are happening, but like it's almost like in a certain way we've all kind of been like bystanders, like waiting to see like what's gonna happen next, you know, like and just kind of trying to like tread water as best we can, you know. But it's almost like our sort of like orders are gonna come down, and we're gonna like not be able to avoid whatever our destiny is, because it's going to be like Arthur pulling the sword. Like, you know, he didn't have a home to go back to after that was revealed, because basically it all got destroyed by, you know, his uncle's like henchmen and whatnot. So this eclipse energy is like game-changing energy. Okay. So I'm just, all right, this is, that was more than one, and I'm only taking one more card, so. Okay, all right, here we go. Oh my gosh. Okay. All right, so we got the Eight of Cups, which came out earlier. So this is moving on from a situation that maybe you've invested a lot into, a long-standing situation that's no longer serving you, you know, but there's like a long history there, so it's hard to let it go, but it's time. So whatever these generational patterns are, that we need to let go of, like, the light is going to be shown on that, and then it's going to be like there's no other choice but to move forward once that happens. Like, that's kind of the energy that's coming through. So okay, so we get the Five of Swords, we have the Hanged One, we have the Apprentice of Vessels, which is like a Page of Cups, which also came out earlier, and we have the Six of Swords. So yeah, basically this is kind of like, it's interesting because in this deck it's like the Four of Swords and the Ace of Swords, even though this is a Five of Swords energy, which the Five of Swords is kind of like game over kind of energy. But because this Sword of Truth, the Ace of Swords, is sort of separate here, it's almost like this truth is going to come out and this period of reflection is going to end. Like, game over. Like, everything's going to change. So it's like the Hanged One is someone who sort of like needs to take a moment to sort of like listen for their like internal guidance. Like, where is their anchor? Because they're obviously being led on a new journey, and you're gonna have to like let go of something, and so that you can move on to the next thing. Like, and then this is kind of like the next thing. Like, there's this message of love coming in, like something's gonna present itself, and then that is gonna be the impetus to move on, cross the bridge to this metamorphosis, this new situation, and this healing. So, I mean, this looks like pretty epic change that's coming through. So, I mean, it is eclipse season, so, you know, that makes sense. I'm going to go to the Queen of the Moon Oracle, because this is a lunar eclipse in Virgo, which happens to be my sign. That, so it's a full moon in Virgo, but also an eclipse. So super extra powerful energy. Okay. Oh my gosh, this one was at the bottom of the deck when I pulled it out, so it's kind of like it came out twice, so that's really important energy. Oh my gosh. This really kind of confirms like what I've been saying. Okay. So at the bottom we have action. So the time for this movement is here. We have purity. So like, this is like when there's a fresh snowfall and it blankets, you know, and it's like starting over from scratch. So it's just like cleansing the slate and like a fresh start. It's like, and then we have fear. So this is like really kind of like this person is in this protective bubble inside all this chaos, you know. So it's like you really are gonna have to tune into your guidance and like don't engage all of this drama that's happening, because really if you can stay focused on this energy, you're gonna know where, you know, where to go. And then have patience, because it's like this person's in a tunnel, you know, like it's not like a overnight. It's going to be a journey to go through this transformative process, but it is happening. So I'm going to end with this Work Your Light Oracle, and we shall see what comes through for the lunar eclipse. It's pretty epic. I mean, it looks like positive, but it's gonna be like almost like really dramatic as well. Oh my gosh, that was at the bottom also. So almost like it came out twice. Priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? So yeah, it's like Arthur, you know, once it was revealed to him, once he pulled the sword out of the stone, it's like, okay, like it's time, like listen to the bird. It's like, it's time. Like, listen, you're being guided. How are you being called to step up and lead? Share your voice. Come out of the cave. Persecution expression. It's time to tell your story. The birds are saying it. To me, this is also super meaningful to come out of the cave. Like if you've been watching these videos, like I'm a vegan cheesemaker. My cheese company is called Future Hero Cave, you know, because cheese is made in caves. So it's just like, oh my gosh, it's time to tell my story. Pillar of light, your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. So, yes, it's like this person is being called to step into their power. It is time. You are ready. The birds are trying to let you know, like, speak. So, we'll leave it there. And I'll probably do a couple more readings during eclipse season because this is a really exciting moment. And we'll be back soon with more messages.